In Elden Ring, enemy placement is a storytelling tool, often conveying hints about the history of the lands between. Today, we'll examine Crystalians, Misbegotten Warriors, Grafted Scions, the Claymen, and the Vulgar Militia. Let's dive in. Crystalians are sentient beings with bodies made of hardened crystal. Their only clear purpose is the preservation of crystals as they await the return of their creator. This explains why they're commonly found near crystal deposits, such as crystal caves like the Altus Tunnel. There's also these two, who dwell in a large crystal formation near the Albinoric village. The Crystalians' faint cogitation is known as the Wisdom of Stone, a mysterious form of ancient intelligence which is highly respected by sorcerers. As such, several of them dwell in Liurnia's crystal tunnels, like the one under Raya Lucaria. Here, they presumably reside as revered guests and guard an elevator to the Academy's rooftops. A few more are found at the Moonlight Altar, implying a connection with the Carians, or ancient astrologers. Another similar connection is seen in Caelid. Deep within Celia's hidden cave lie the remains of Lusat, a master of primeval glintstone sorcery. A trio of Crystalians dwells nearby, perhaps hinting that they knew Lusat and shared their knowledge with him. These are known as putrid Crystalians, though the scarlet rot doesn't seem to alter them to the same extent as other species. Their presence in Elphael seems curious, considering there's no visible crystals here. One possible explanation is that they came to join Miquella's cause, like the many other outcasts shunned by the Golden Order. Alternatively, maybe the scarlet rot affected their intellects, leading them to worship Malenia. Misbegotten are an ancient humanoid species who once made contact with the crucible of life. Their strongest specimens are called warriors, recognizable by their lion-like manes and their mastery of great swords. One of them stands on the south side of Castle Morn, alone near an ancient moan grave. As the strongest misbegotten in the area, he probably led the local uprising, which massacred the castle's garrison. Upon defeat, he drops the grafted blade, though curiously, he doesn't actually wield it, maybe because he's not strong enough, or because it belonged to one of his oppressors. The tall gravestone behind him is identical to those of the capital outskirts, near the location of another warrior. This one is followed by a perfumer, suggesting that the capital's misbegotten were allowed to have their own tombs and practice their own rites. In the unsightly catacombs west of Mount Gelmir, another fights in tandem with perfumer Trisha, who dedicated her life to caring for outcasts. Maybe they sought refuge here to escape authorities, such as the Omen Killer in the nearby Perfumer ruins. The one in Redmane Castle fights side by side with a Crucible Knight. The Redmane clan evidently values strength above all else, and likely tolerates the presence of strong champions, no matter their origins. A few more are found at the Halig Tree, including this one, who's kneeling in front of a statue of the Empyrean twins. They probably support Miquella's claim to godhood, perhaps seeing him as a rightful heir of the ancient Crucible's power. Arguably the most fascinating specimen of all, the misbegotten Crusader dwells in an icy cave of the consecrated snowfield. He wields the Golden Order greatsword, offered to Radagon as a Carian wedding gift. He's also capable of using its weapon skill, establish order. Maybe he once served as a sword-bearer, ordered to hide the weapon away in the furthest reaches of the realm. Despite the high number of misbegotten in the realm of shadow, none of them are warriors, maybe suggesting Messmer only took the weaker variants with him on the Crusade. There is, however, the spirit or projection of a misbegotten warrior deep within the stone coffin fissure. This one can also cast Establish Order, maybe because he's a projection of the Crusader, remembered by Miquella. After falling from grace, the dregs of the golden lineage sought power in grafting. These scions of Godric are evidently loyal to him, explaining why one of them ambushes the Tarnished at the Chapel of Anticipation. The one in Stormvale guards the banquet hall, patrolling near the painting of Godfrey. This room was turned into a gruesome storehouse, where severed limbs are stockpiled for grafting purposes. This reserve is likely precious to Godric, so he assigned one of his most loyal servants to guard it. After falling from the Chapel of Anticipation, the Tarnished wakes up in a cave, next to the Fringe Folk hero's grave. 2 more scions are found here, ambushing intruders who wander near the Erd Tree's favor talisman. Much like the first one we encounter, they might be hunting Tarnished, lying in wait where they're expected to return. Liurnia's lake is home to giant crayfish, often grouped together in small pods. In this particular group south of the Academy, one of them is a grafted scion, disguised through mimicry. Perhaps he lost faith in Godric and fled north to Liurnia. Or maybe he was sent here as a spy to gather information on local factions, like the Carians and Academy scholars. Lastly, there's one at the base of Mount Gelmir, ambushing its opponents from above. He might be here to spy on Rykard, or maybe he turned coat and joined the Volcano Manor. Long before the age of the Erd Tree, ancient civilizations flourished. One of them was the Ancient Dynasty, whose ruins are scattered in the underground rivers. All that's left of their people are the Claymen, the warped remains of priests bowed with age. We find some of them in Shifra River, not far from the elevator to Limgrave. These ruins are relatively small, meaning this might have been a minor outpost rather than a large settlement. The largest population of Claymen dwells in Ainsel River, especially near the ruins of Ool Palace. This surely was a major landmark, perhaps a religious temple where oracle priests congregated. Another group is found a bit further upstream, occupying a few ruined structures. Maybe this was a fortification, built to guard access to the palace. Curiously, Claymen seem to peacefully coexist with malformed stars, often roaming in close proximity to them. Their weapons are made of meteor shards, so maybe they have an ancient connection to the Astals. Vulgar militias are comprised of outcasts, shunned by society due to their short stature. They watch over battlefields and forbidden places, using ambush tactics to surprise their opponents. Several of them dwell in the Forbidden Lands, the narrow strip of land east of the capital, which leads to the mountaintops. They probably settled here after the war against the Giants, when free access to the northern regions was banned. Based on their proximity with Blackblade kindreds, their use of beast incantations, as well as their presence at the bestial sanctum, they're likely loyal to Malekith, Marika's shadowbound beast, who also watches over forbidden things. Various smaller groups are found throughout the lands between, like those in the ruin-strewn precipice north of Liurnia. This is another strategic position for the Golden Order, one of the few means of accessing Altus Plateau and reach the capital. More of them hide in the undergrowth south of Liurnia. They might be guarding the Everjail of Ardan, Thief of Fire, a fugitive fire monk who stole from the Flame of Ruin. Beneath Fort Gale in Caelid lies the Jail Cave, a place full of smouldering hollows, locked behind bars. Even the fearless Redmane soldiers avoid these tunnels, leaving the task of guarding them to Vulgar Militia. Based on the weapons found here, it seems several foreigners were imprisoned in this cave before the Scarlet Rot wreaked havoc on the region. A few more are found in the tunnel leading to the Divine Tower of West Altus, sealed behind illusions. They were probably sent here to prevent intruders from reaching the tower. Then, there's those patrolling the hidden path to the Halig Tree. They might be responsible for the invisible paths, concealing access to hidden chambers, where some of them stand vigil over ancient graves. They also coexist with land octopods, which seemingly feed off wanderers seeking to reach the Halig tree. As for those of the Land of Shadow, they're known as Shadow Militia and openly work with Messmer's forces. Many of them reside in the Shadow Keep, like those in the outdoor area, past the Golden Hippo's courtyard. Some of them lie in ambush near the boat shrines, suggesting they're historical relics. Others stand watch in the specimen storehouse, guarding access to the upper floors. Much of the knowledge gathered here was forbidden by the Golden Order, which explains their presence in high numbers, safeguarding forbidden secrets. If you enjoy my content, remember to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.